Okay, today is another 10 at 10 for 10 training and leadership development. Today I'm going to take you on a trip. And I want you guys to personalize this trip as though you're the main character of the story I'm about to tell. Okay? So this isn't somebody else that I'm talking about. This is you. And okay, fine. We'll call it a fictional story, but a fun one. Okay? So we're going to tell a story. You are the person I'm talking about in this story. So it's a Sunday midday, and you find yourself driving down the road in your car, and you have a car that you're driving down the road, and you find yourself on what some might say a country road, or maybe like a mountain road or something like that. But you notice that you're getting away from the city, the town, and you're into the countryside, and you're just really enjoying it. It's Sunday, the sun is out, blue sky, everything is going good, feels good. You're just really enjoying yourself on this drive. It's a wonderful drive. And then uh, in the corner of your eye, something catches your attention, like a shimmering light. So you look over and you can see it again. And in fact, it's really caught your attention. Your curiosity has got you now. So you're like, you can see that there might be a road that kind of leads in that direction. So you end up turning off the road that you're on, take another road. You're heading towards what caught your eye because you're just curious, because you're just on a casual drive. You have no destination. You're just driving along, and you saw something that caught your attention, and you're just curious what it might be. You have no idea what it could be. And so you end up driving, and you end up getting to the point where you're at the base of like a hilltop or something like that, a mountain. Okay. It's not very big, big enough, but um and you park your car, and every once in a while you can see the same little shimmer, right? You know, the way the light is hitting something up there. It's a bit of a walk. You can see where you need to go, to get there. So you decide, get out of the car, take a little walk. You're just so curious what that could be. You're just enjoying your day. And this is just a fun little time out there with yourself. And as you get closer, you notice that there's light coming into a cave. Like the way the sun is positioned right now, it looks like an entrance to a cave. Not a big cave, kind of, you're gonna have to crouch down in order to, get into the cave. But the way the light is coming, it's hitting something, and it's something bright coming out of it. So then you go over to inspect it, and lo and behold, when you get to the spot where it's reflecting, you're astonished. A gold coin, a beautiful gold, like a gold coin. And you reach down to pick it up. And then as you're getting closer to pick it up, you notice that there's another gold coin next to it. And you're like, whoa, how much? And you move a rock over, and then all of a sudden, out of like a little hole, these coins just start pouring out of the hole. Okay. Like, whoa, what's going on here? Right. So you made a massive discovery here of gold coins. You're like, wow, where am I? You're looking over your shoulder, and you're like, how did this get here? You know, and you're like, okay, it's You don't see anybody around, and the property didn't seem like it belonged to anybody. It just was out there in the countryside. So you decide to help yourself, right, to the gold. So you start filling up your pockets. And the weirdest thing, out of that little hole, just the more you grab out of it, it seems like it just starts pouring more and more out, you know? You're like, how much is in this hole? And so you filled up your pockets. I mean, this is gold. It's heavy. You know what I'm saying? And you've grabbed just about as much as you could. You know, you've even rolled up your shirt and made a basket inside your shirt and put a bunch in there. Like, and now you got to make your way back down to the car. And I mean, you didn't get it all. But this thing is full of gold, and you don't have any idea how much is there. It just seems like a whole bunch of it. You get in your car, you put it, you open up the trunk, you put everything in the trunk, and you're like going a little crazy right now because like this is the most amazing discovery ever, and it was just by chance. You get in your car and you're like, now what? So start to drive away, and your memory is perfect. You will never forget. It's like etched in your brain how to get back to this exact same spot. You will not you're paying attention to every tree, every rock, anything that can be, you know, guides for you to get back to the same spot because there's so much more there. And as you're driving, you're thinking and you're thinking and thinking, what are you going to do? And so, you know, you're thinking, okay, maybe I can get some tools. I can, because maybe if I can break open whatever, you know, is behind that small hole, maybe you can see what's actually there, you know? And you're thinking to yourself, but there seems like there's so much there. And you're thinking, you know, I'm going to need some help with this. You know, how am I going to get, um, you know, how am I going to be able to take advantage of the opportunity here unless I get some help? So you start thinking about who could help me, thinking about your brother and sisters, and you're thinking about your good friends. And so, you know, you're getting on your phone, you're telling them one by one, hey, I'm going to be back at the house at such and such time. I need you to meet me. It's urgent, super urgent. Okay. Will you be there? So you get the closest people around you to agree to be at your house, and the only thing they know is it's urgent. So what's this all about? So I can't tell you right now, but it's super urgent. Just trust me. Meet me at the house. Okay. So you get to the house, and everybody arrives, and you're in a room together, and then you have a pocket full of gold, and you say, guys, I got something to show you. When you reach in your pocket and you grab a fistful, like your hand's full of it, of gold coins, and you toss it down on the floor to show everybody and say, look, I found this. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And we can go get more. We can go back there and get more. Okay. Um, and so would you guys want to help me? You want to help me go get this gold, right? I have no idea how much is there, but it seems like there's a lot. I tried to get as much out as I could, but there's enough for everybody here, right? There's enough for all of us, right? And so they're excited. You got them all in a frenzy, like, oh my God, this is wonderful. What a blessing, you know? And so you all end up making your way back into the cave, okay, later on, okay, probably the next day. You know, nobody got any sleep, of course. Everybody was too excited to sleep. But you made your way early morning, and you all grabbed your tools, you know, picks and shovels and you know, hand tools and gloves, and you know, so you make your way up to the cave, and you go there, and you end up making the hole a little bit bigger. And the bigger the hole, the bigger you make the hole, the faster the gold comes. And you're like, this is crazy, you know. In fact, um, you start to look at every time we take something out, it seems like there's more there than what there was before we took some out. So you put a little stake in the ground right at the edge where the gold is. Okay. So that's for the line that, there's no gold here, and then the gold's on the other side of the stake. Because you're thinking this thing's growing somehow, And so the next thing you know, you check on it a little while later, and you were right. The gold has moved past the stake. So the more you guys are taking out, the more gold is appearing. It's just pouring and pouring, and and there is no into it. Okay, I mean, it just appears to be coming. It's so much, and everybody is grabs so much there, and so at this point, you guys get to finish the rest of the story. Okay, because the story was about you. Okay, so I'd like to get your feedback on the story. What do you think about the story, guys?
It's a great story.
What makes it great, Steve?
Well, it's a 100% it correlates with exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, there's so much, right?
Yeah,
And the more we take, the more and the more people we come bring in to take. It seems like there's more of it coming out, right?
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So
Kind of turning the tragedy of the commons on its head. The more people take of it and the more people use it, the more enriched it becomes, the better it gets.
Now, how many of you in a twisted turn in the story, put some negativity on it, like the government's going to come in and be a problem, or or whoever put that gold there is going to come after you and hurt you? How many of you did? How many of you did that in your heads while I was telling? It was a wonderful story the way I told it, right? But how many of you went that direction in your head, like, there's going to be some drama here in this story, which I'm going to tell you right now, there doesn't have to be any drama unless that's what you want. Okay. On the story here that I told today, it's a story. We can say it's drama free, right? But if you want to add drama to it, that's on you. How about that? Can we learn from that? All right. Anybody else want to give me some feedback on the story? That's it? Okay. Everybody unmute and just give me a yay or a boo. I'm just curious what I'm going to get, more yays or more boos on their story.
Yay!
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 Okay.
Yay!
All right. I didn't hear any boos. Okay, good. I tried to keep it positive, and I want you guys to realize that, you know, amazing things can happen if you just receive it. If you just open yourself up to amazing, right? Why not? This whole idea of, do you deserve it? Are you worthy of it? Come on. Those are coming from the outside, right? If you're tuned on the inside, you would already know that, of course, you're deserving, you're worthy, you're great, you know. Anything that you might want to say as a reason to, counter that point, it's just another kind of story. And maybe you need to examine those stories and see if you want to hang on to them or not, So everybody has a choice there, what they want to do. But I'm telling you guys that you're absolutely loved. The world is full of everything you'd ever need or want, and you can have and be and do as much as you put out there. And the main thing that's really getting in the way here is what people call self-limiting beliefs. Okay. So you could say that limitations are self-imposed. And once you start identifying those self-limiting beliefs and limitations, you'll start to shed them, because they end up being excuses for why you want to have a bad experience instead of a good one, right? And when you start to evaluate how you want to treat yourself, if you really truly love yourself to begin with, then wouldn't you want yourself to have good experience and positive things, versus the negative? And can miracles happen if necessary to let maybe something that's undesired, let it go, right? So it's no longer a part of your life. Maybe negative things can be temporary here and gone, right? And we can just have a life that's full of goodness and full of things that we want and less about things that we don't want, right? And this is why we really need to study ourselves. We need to pay attention to ourselves and what we're thinking, what we're feeling, and then ask ourselves questions about what we're thinking and what we're feeling, and see if it makes any sense by, listening to the answers that come back. And maybe we can change some of those answers by saying, I think I've identified a limiting belief and I've put it on myself, and it's not imposed by anyone other than myself. And if I just shed it, if I let that go, my life can expand in a new direction that I was holding myself back. A lot of people don't have wealth in their life because of self-limiting beliefs. This is a known fact among all people who teach and preach or tell you that you can make as much as you want, like me. I'm not the only guy up there saying, all of us can make as much as you want, you can have as much as you want. And all of us that are saying this, we all know the same truth, that really the only person stopping you is you. That's it, guys. Thank you for coming to our training today. Those that were here live, you got a special treat, I'm sure. We are making some changes. I think they're all positive. And, those that are catching this on YouTube, we sure appreciate you as well. Why don't you, while you're on the channel, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and we always enjoy positive comments. And until next time, we're all going to unmute and say bye for now. See you later. Everybody unmute now.
Bye for now.
Bye
Bye
for
for
now.
now.
Yeah.
See ya.
Later.
Say
Adiós,
Bye
amigos.
bye.
Adiós, amigos.